Good evening, everyone. We already opened the meeting earlier, so we'll just go straight into Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Council has returned to open session. We did that. Item A, petitions, communications and requests. This is the time of the meeting that a citizen may address the council on a matter not on the agenda, except in cases of emergency. The City Council will not take any action at this meeting, but may ask city staff to research the matter or have the matter placed on the agenda for a future meeting. Anyone have anything?
I just want to remind people, tonight at 7 o'clock, Amanda Nichols and her group of students are hosting a showing of the movie Radio. It's kind of on the heels of her promotion to Spread the Word to End the Word program. So I encourage everybody to go down there after the council meeting.
Remind everybody about Junk Fest this weekend. We're still looking for volunteers for that if you've got any spare time over the weekend.
First farmers market weekend too.
Yeah, the first farmers market, yes. Other than that, I guess we'll move on. I'll do a proclamation for Poppy Day. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I would have bought a poppy open by now. But I'll read the proclamation first. I, John Hawkins, Mayor of the City of Webster City, Iowa, do hereby proclaim the date of May 25th, 2018 as Poppy Day in Webster City, Iowa, and ask for all citizens to pay tribute to those who have made the ultimate sacrifice in the name of freedom by wearing a memorial poppy on this day. Now, that's for you. Thank you very much.
My grandson just got back from South Korea. He's been there for a year. So he's in the Air Force. So.
Yeah, very good. Being busy over that way.
Yeah.
Working hard.
So if they get anything over there, anything going on, they just send up a few MiGs and then it's gone.
Go to first public hearing, 5:35.
All righty.
And then we'll come back
Okay, we go to item 1 on the agenda. It's a 5:35 p.m. There's a time for a public hearing on proposed plans and specifications and proposed form of contract and estimate of costs for the 2018 Superior Fairmeadow intersection project. I'll open the hearing. Are there any written objections?
No written objections?
Are there any oral objections?
No oral objections?
I will close the hearing. Daniel, did you want to talk on it, or we'll get Ken up there?
I can kind of start if you have any additional questions that Ken or I can answer. This agenda item pertains to the intersection improvement project at Superior and Fairmeadow. We discussed this quite extensively over the course of several council meetings, dating back as early as back in January. The agenda item is for both the finally approving and confirmation of the plans and specifications, and also the resolution awarding of contract to a contractor to perform the work. We went out and received 6 bids. The lowest bidder, Construct Incorporated out of Ames, Iowa, was the lowest proposed bid of $507,346, combined with a 5% contingency as well as engineering costs associated with the project. The total project will come out to $615,113.30. Of that, if the council recalls, Quickstar had agreed to pay for part of the cost associated with the most minimal design that was originally being what's considered a value of $412,800. That would leave the city's share, the city's responsible portion of $202,313.30. If you have any specific questions, the project would entail reconfiguring the turning lanes, accommodating an additional right-hand turning lane for drivers, for vehicles driving southbound on Superior Street in order to make a right-hand turn onto Fair Meadow, and widening the turning radiuses at all the corners.
To refresh my memory, what was the estimated cost by the engineering firm? When we were first discussing, options for the lanes and
Wasn't
the
it around
curbs.
612?
14 or something like that.
Yeah, I believe so. Let me see if I can pull it up.
Yeah.
That's with a built-in contingency that might not get used, so it could still come in under.
So we came in under, I'm like what the engineering firm suggested it probably would cost.
Yeah, it's coming under.
Do you have that figure with you, Ken?
No, I don't.
Let me see if I can pull it
I
up.
couldn't recall either. When I was reading the memo, I was looking for it in the memo. I didn't see it, but I was trying to remind or refresh my memory on what exactly was proposed that we were going to budget for this. It looks like Quick Star's or I guess part of the fee is a set cost, right? So again, we're getting off a little easier with them covering more percentage of it coming in under what was estimated, but I was just curious what that number was. I want to say it was 800,000 or so, but
No, it
wasn't
wasn't.
high?
No, it was never that high.
it was around 600,000.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was 600 something. I just don't remember exactly what it was.
And again, I saw in here that there's I don't know where I saw it, but estimated time for completion with this bid would be 40 days past July 30th. 40 working days, I should specify.
The engineer's cost estimate that when the public hearing was first set on March 19th of this year, the engineer's project estimate was $613,900.
Okay. So with the contingency, it came coming pretty even.
Yeah.
So if all goes as planned, the road will be up and operational with the extra lane, widened curbs by September or October of this year.
Ideally, without any rain delays or anything
Sure.
else that Mother Nature can throw at us.
It is going to be a bit of a concern for everyone for a while because traffic will be keeping moving through there, but it's going to be definitely have to be patient.
Is that gonna be, single lane traffic? I mean, how are you gonna manage it? Are you gonna have one side stopped and, like a flagman to wave people through?
Come on up, Ken.
I knew you wouldn't get off easy. The reason I asked that, Ken, is because when they were working on, by the cemetery, doing the flagman on top of the bottom, directing traffic, but they didn't have the traffic volume that Superior will have. That's why I was curious.
I think you'll see a couple of different options that'll be put into place. One will be that you might end up at sometimes going, instead of turning southbound on Superior Street, you may have to go straight east on Fair Meadow, go around Hospital Drive and come out on that street and then go. And the same thing might happen on if you're not northbound because of how they going to configure it. Also, you might have to get to McDonald's, bank, that kind of stuff. There might be a short period of time where you won't be able to access them from Superior Street. It'll be from Des Moines Street. You'll have to go Ohio, Des Moines Street, and then Fair Meadow. And that's the same thing that was done when the intersection was constructed.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Okay, we'll call for a motion on the resolution finally approving and confirming plans, specifications and form of contract and an estimate of costs for the 2018 Superior Fairmeadow intersection project.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion approved. I call for a motion and resolution awarding contract for the 2018 Superior Fairmeadow intersection project to Construct Incorporated of Ames, Iowa, in the amount of $507,346.
So moved. Second.
All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion approved.
5:40 hearing.
5:40, item 2 on the agenda is a 5:40 PM time for a public hearing on the status of funded activities for the Webster City Housing Rehabilitation Project. I'll open the hearing. Are there any written objections?
No written objections?
Are there any oral objections?
No oral objections?
I'll close the hearing. Now I'll call on Shirley from Midas to give us the information.
I have to give you a little update, or our status where we're going to be ending with the project. We've done 6 homes. We're on our, and we have 1 in process, which won't be done till the end of June. We originally had 15 applications, and of those 15, we'll be doing 7 total. We had funding for 10. We had 2 where the bids came in too high. 1 where the individual that was qualified changed the house out of her name, which made her no longer qualified. 1 that backed out after the pre-construction conference. And then we had 2 that withdrew from the program, and 1 that never turned in their release of information form, so we could never verify them. So we have left to do is to finish the 1 home and do all the paperwork and then close it out by July 31st. That will be our ending of our projects. We've totally spent $182,935.56 to date. And of that, $181,700.56 came from CDBG and $1,235 came from the homeowner. That was back before we couldn't spend more than $24,999, which is now a rule. The city was originally going to put in $27,000 into the program, but because that money was to go over the $24,999 level so that we could put more into the house, and then halfway through the program, they said, no, we can't do that anymore, so the city's not required to put anything in now. We have, the only contracts you have are with Midas. 1 is for general administration for $18,000, of which we spent a little over $11,000. And the other was for technical services, that's to provide the inspection and all that, and to do with the remodeling and the rehabilitation of the home. And that was for $45,000, and of that we spent $28,789.95. Don't see a ton more out of that for the last month, so that does not include the bills you have on your request for today. If anybody has any questions on the program, they can contact me or Carla. I did have somebody contact me about the program, last 2 weeks ago, and I said, well, after all our public information and trying to get people to apply for it, and it was a little late to get them verified and get it done, because it usually takes 60 to 90 days to rehab a home, and we just couldn't get it done in time.
Yeah.
So, that's all I have to tell you.
You've had a bit of trouble getting contractors, haven't you? So-
Yes, we've had the 2015 programs, which is yourself and Rolf and Bode. We've had some that never responded back. You've at least gotten bids on all yours. We've had a couple in Bode and Rolf that they've never gotten a contract even to a bid. And we had a contractor at our Bode public hearing, and he was saying because they don't need it. I mean, they can go and they have enough work, and if you just come in and hire, if I just hire someone, they can just tell me, hey, I'll charge you $17,000 to do all this work and you're done, whereas we have to go through a bid letting and specifications, and they don't want to do all that if they don't have to, so. What can you do? But, and that's where we're at.
Yeah, well, it's been good for those that got it done anyway.
So,
Yeah. Thank you for all the hard work.
Thank you.
Call for a motion to accept and place on the file the status of the CDDB funded activity for May 21st, 2018 report.
So moved. Second.
All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion approved. Item 3 on the agenda is 5:45 PM as the time for a public hearing on budget amendments for 2017 and 2018 budget. I will open the hearing. Are there any written objections?
Received no written objections.
Are there any oral objections?
No oral objections.
I will close the hearing. I call on Daniel or Dodie. We get Dodie up here. Sure. Call on Dodie. She took all that trouble of coming in tonight. And you have an official new title now too.
Not really.
Well, not
Well,
yet.
uh-huh.
Somewhere I need to do.
Well, it's just to make it unified on all documents. Okay, so as you know, we do amendments every year. We need to make amends to the budget if we're going to receive less in revenue or spend more in expenses than what we originally had planned for. So I've itemized, each category out to explain why I wanted to make the amendment. And some of the amendments, like the first one, like the taxes levied on property, we very well may receive it all in the end, and we're not penalized or we're not written up for amending that we don't think we're gonna get it, but we do. However, if I didn't amend and we were short, like the 31,000 that it may look like, we would be written up in the audit. So the main reason for the majority of the amendments was projects. Not being, we either didn't complete a project that we thought we were going to or start a project, or we had budgeted in different years, like we budgeted the majority of expenses last year for like Brewer Creek, however spent them in this year. In the hotel motel, did everyone understand what I was trying to say? I didn't want it to look like we had, or the board had awarded more than they were supposed to. So that they followed the rules, it's just we're happened to spend more this year than, or they're all coming due and finishing their projects. Any questions?
No?
Very good,
Thank you,
All
Dave.
right, yeah.
Thanks, Debbie.
Call for a motion on the resolution amending the current budget for the fiscal year ending June 30th, 2018.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion approved.
And then you go back.
So we'll go back to item 1. Right. Good. I better remind everybody about the clean-up drop-off event too on June 8th and 9th of this year. These minutes and claims. The following items have been deemed non-controversial routine actions to be approved by the council in a single motion. If a council member or a member of the audience wishes to have an item removed from this list, it will be considered in its normal sequence on the agenda. I will ask if I want to take the following items collectively. Item 1 is the minutes of May 7th and May 14th for 2018. Item 2 is a resolution on payroll for period ending May 12th, 2018 and paid on May 18th, 2018. Item 3 is a resolution on bills and the funds list.
Move to approve collectively.
Second.
All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion approved. Item 4 is a resolution on code of conduct for the CDBG Community Development Block Grant Program. I guess you can talk on that one, Daniel.
Sure. With our participation with the CDBG programs, the federal government requires us to adhere to a specific set of or specific language regarding code of conduct as it pertains to financial interest, conflicts of interest, fraud or waste, in addition to equal opportunity employment practices. And so it's just a formality the council has to adopt. The council's current code of conduct doesn't apply or pertain to a specific language that would lend itself to the CDBG requirements.
Anyone have any questions? It's pretty straightforward. Call for a motion.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion approved. Item 5 is a motion adopting equal opportunity policy statement for the CDBG Community Development Block Grant Program. So, that one's fairly self-explanatory too, it's part of the same.
I'll move to approve.
All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion approved. Item 6 on the agenda is recommend approval for issuance of beer and liquor licenses by the Iowa Department of Commerce for the following. A, renewal of Class A liquor license and outdoor service of American Legion Post number 191 of 726 2nd Street. B is renewal of Class C beer permit, Class B wine permit and Sunday sales for Kmart number 9309 at 2307 Superior Street. Item C is a renewal of a Class B beer permit, Class C native wine permit and Sunday sales for Leon's Pizza at 643 2nd Street. D is renewal of Class E liquor license, Class B wine permit, Class C beer permit and Sunday sales for Yes Way Store number 118 at 1803 Superior Street. And renewal of a Class E liquor license, Class B wine permit, Class C beer permit, and Sunday sales for Yes Way Store 121 at 1102 2nd Street. Call for a motion.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion approved. Item 7 is a resolution establishing depositories for the City of Webster City and financial institutions and the amount of, for the maximum amount which may be kept on the deposit in each depository and designating authorised officers. You want to do this one, Dan?
Sure, I think this one's just a resolution establishing the various banks that we have deposits in, whether it be bank accounts or CDs or other investments, resources or tools, and the maximum depositories that we can have in there, as well as outlined the officers of the employees that have that's listed on access or listed on the accounts and our respective titles.
It's mainly because of the bank changes, isn't it?
Yeah, there was a few banks like Avila Bank with a name change from First American to Avila Bank, as well as a couple of the banks were in past documents. Dodie Wolfgram's title was referred to as finance officer as opposed to finance director, and some of those banks wanted to get that clarification. And so.
Okay. Call for motion.
So moved. Second.
All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion approved. Item 8 is a resolution approving planned residential units in accordance with the Municipal Code, Chapter 123.
So this one, I know the council at the last meeting had approved the plan for the planned residential units that was presented by Mr. Walters of Greenstream Homes of Iowa. The council had approved those plans at a 4-1 motion. As we were wrapping things up and finalizing things, we realized that because it was, again, this is the first time we've ever done a planned residential unit. We don't have anything in our code that requires it to be memorialized in the form of an ordinance or a resolution, and because of the impacts that this has for the development in that specific area, now and into the future, we want to make sure to memorialize that in the form of a resolution so that it can be referred to by the specific resolution number in formal council action that was taken.
Has any new details or changes to the PUD happened since the last time we voted?
No, he couldn't. He couldn't make any changes after the council's made those changes. So this is just yeah.
Okay, call for a motion.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion approved. Item 9 in the agenda is a resolution authorising the sale of real estate and approving execution of a warranty deed conveying city-owned property in Brewer Creek Estates 6th edition, Webster City, to All Iowa Homes Incorporated.
This is exciting.
This is for the sale of lot 18, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, in Brewer Creek Estates in the 6th edition. the couple who's acquiring it are seeking to build a home. The lot sale price was for $15,995. I believe it would be mark the first developments in that division, and hopefully we'll kickstart the rest of it.
Okay, call for a motion.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion approved. Item 10 is a resolution authorising the sale of a real estate and approving execution of a warranty deed conveying city-owned property in Brewer Creek Estates, 5th edition, Webster City, to Sean Topp and Lone Kip Topp.
So similarly as the last motion you guys just voted on, this is for Lot 6 of the Brewer Creek Estates in the 5th edition, so it'll be the northern portion, catty corner from where the new trail was just put in late last year. So this is a lot that's being sold for $39,995,000 with I think potential new resident coming to town, if I'm not mistaken.
Quite the tongue twister name there.
Yeah.
I think it's Luann or Luann.
Lowen?
What? As long as we get it right on the deed, right?
Well, I apologise if I said it wrong.
Move to approve. Second.
All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Well, we'll welcome them to town anyway.
Right.
And they're coming to town with a bang, so
Yeah.
that's great. Item 11 on the agenda is a resolution accepting payment for capital expenditures to combined electric transmission system from Corn Belt Power Cooperative.
So this action before you is essentially a reimbursement from Corn Belt for capital expenditures or improvements to our transmission side of our electric system that were done by the city previous to either the new, I guess the 2011 wholesale power contract, and then a few projects thereafter that the city had directly funded and done. Under the contract, under the purchase agreement with Corn Belt Power Cooperative, we pull our transmission assets into what's referred to as a combined system. And Corn Belt is then responsible for the maintenance and the cost for that, which then gets essentially sorted out through our rates with Corn Belt. So there's generally not any upfront cost unless we're financing something separately on a larger scale. So some of these improvements date back, when you look at what's listed, date back many years, and just where we're left off, whether because the city had chose to leave those off from Corn Belt reimbursing us, or because at the time they weren't considered to be part of the transmission side of things, I would say. So the reimbursement would go towards doing that. We had the option whether to keep those or allow Corn Belt to reimburse us. Part of the reason is because of the SPP rules, the Southwest Power Pole rules. They need clarification in terms of whether they are to be maintained and the expenses carried out on Corn Belt's books, or whether they're to be maintained and financed through Webster City's finances. Corn Belt has some advantages through doing it through their system. Similar to what NYMECA is seeking to do with their transmission project and get reimbursed and recoup some of those transmission costs through SPP's rules and regulations. So we will be getting back,
Get paid money back.
if I can get back to my number, $367,240.73, which would go to the electric fund and more likely the electric capital reserve fund, which paid for those improvements.
Good news. I move to approve.
Second.
All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion approved. Item D, reports and recommendations of officers, boards and commissions. The following items will be deemed to be non-controversial routine actions to be approved by the council in a single motion. If a council member or a member of the audience wishes to have the item removed from this list, it will be considered in its normal sequence on the agenda. I'll ask if you want to have the following collectively. Item 1 is a motion to accept financial April reports finance treasury report, bank reconciliation report, invest summary, FSB ICS savings, fund, public fund account, FSB statement, utility cash statement and receipts. Item 2 is a motion to accept city manager April reports for electric, wastewater, water, electric year-to-date and water year-to-date, and code enforcement. Item 3 is a motion to accept the police department April report, and 4 is a motion to accept the fire department April report. How would you like to?
Move to approve collectively.
Second.
All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion approved. Have I got icicles coming off me yet?
Perfect.
So it's the one with the Kleenex, my hands are getting cold. Are there any other council committee reports? Any other reports or recommendations?
Just like to say one thing, if I may. The Avenue of Flags Committee will be putting out flags the 24th at 10 o'clock. They had to change the date on that, 24th at 10 o'clock, so use all the help in the morning because everybody's over there.
What do we got? Memorial Bay Parade, May 28th, at 10:25 a.m.
I will do a parade permit for them. The street department, police department, fire department all know about it and have responded that they're aware of it, so you saw the letter and the request.
That's May 28th at 10:25 a.m. And they're reminded about the clean up and drop off event in June 8th and 9th, and we are still looking for volunteers if anybody wants to come down and help out. That's June 8th from 12 till 4 and June 9th from 8 till 2. Other than that, I guess we can move to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
All those in favour say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion approved. Thanks, everybody.